Alright, how you guys doing? Hello, welcome into the pre-race show. So I will give you guys an update. We have no interviews scheduled for today. I don't think Line Cone, who I messaged, will be available, as he is gonna be. He usually joins late, so I got an update. So he probably won't be here tonight. But I am gonna do a full preview of this race because number one, I have an obligation to start it at 10:40, and well, I'm trying to bring entertainment. So, okay, tonight is Pocono, the first race of the round of 10. Last week we saw a upset, not really upset, but one of our drivers who we thought got eliminated by the end of the night was in plus, I think it was +9 Irish, aka your regular season champion, was able to get in on points. Congrats to him again in the number 7 machine. It was a feat that honestly you had to run really well, and sadly Fenris had one of his worst nights of the season in a race that he couldn't have it. Got eliminated in the round of 16. Fenris, Trip, Master Killer, Dodge Dakota, Leppy, and GS Racing are officially out of the playoffs, so I wish the best of them. They're now racing for fun, and next season they will be available to run the series again. Well, either way, we're down to the last 10. Heading into this round, though, Line Cone, the person who I wanted to interview, was the most consistent, won a few stages during that round, whereas Yeti and Sterlo both got wins. Yeti, I think, in the first race, if I'm not mistaken, and then Sterlo got it in Chicagoland. The Glen was won by a non-playoff guy in Banjo, right? Yes, Banjo won the Glen, so only two guys won last round. I think we're going to get. I think personally, we're going to have another winner in this round. I think we're going to have 3 playoff guys winning. Pocono, Gateway, and Charlotte. 3 really driver-heavy tracks. I think Charlotte's more pack racing, more heavy-packed cars, but I really do feel like this round will be impressive. I really do think it will be a good racing circumstances. I also think I can't wait for Homestead. Homestead will be very good. I can't wait. Homestead is one of my favorite tracks. That's gonna be the championship race for the series. Yeah, let's go over our points though. Like I said, Line Cone had the most stage wins in the last, I think, last round. He has +3 on the cutoff line. Only the top 4 make it as of the round of 10. We're eliminating going to the final 4. Yeti sits in second with his win and a stage win, I think. Third is Sterlo. He's +1. Impact, who finished second to Sterlo last week at Chicagoland. He sits 4th in points. Spartan 5th. B13 6th. Perk 7th. Georgia Dog 8th. K-Therms, who just got in. And Irish XFL. So if I had to make my prediction on the final 4, I think I made it on the podcast. I'm gonna go with Sterlo. I'm gonna go with Surprise, Yeti, Spartan, and then I'm gonna go with Irish. So, yes, that does sound weird. I think Yeti has shown good speed. I think the win earlier in this last round, I think, is going to submit himself. I think he's got a good opportunity to potentially advance himself to the Final 4. Sterlo obviously got another win last round. First win on the season. I think he's got good speed. I don't think they'll get it at Pocono, though. Pocono is really, turn 1 is where you're going to see a bunch of issues. Or the tunnel turn especially as well. But I think turn 1, you got to get your car to slow down, make sure you keep straight, and that's really going to determine your laps. Tunnel turn is difficult as well. Really about your line oriented. Turn 3 is really simple. That's my best corner on this track. I love turn 3. I always thought it was super simple to go long. If I had to predict my winners tonight, I'm going to go with, like I said, I made a prediction earlier. I'm going to go with Sterlo. So, Line Cone, my bad. Yeti, Sterlo, Lined, and Irish are my final 4 prediction. Maybe Spartan gets in. I think Line's been really consistent, but he's had a bit of an issue at the end of these races. I feel like at the end of these races, something happens, but I think last week he finished top 5, so The 8 car, his team in general, the 7, the 8, and the 1 have been very consistent. I feel like Junior Motorsports, or aka LTM, could all make the Final Four, and that's not out of the question as 3 of the cars are still in the playoffs. So that's something to watch throughout the season, throughout the rest of the season. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Oh yeah, Pocono, Pocono, Pocono. We should probably do a lap around here, but I will give you guys the stats or information that you guys need to know for tonight's event. Stage 1, 12 laps. That's gonna be a really just get your bearings straight, get used to the track. Stage 2, 9 laps. This is the push stage. Really just see what your car has with the adjustments that you make and see you go from there. And then stage 3 is 23. So we're going to see differing strategies. Last week we actually had a record number of attendance. I was very optimistic. It was very surprising, but at the same time, I love to see it, especially this late into the season. I know they've been running for a little bit, but seeing that many people in one race is amazing for me. I love seeing a lot of drivers in one field, especially for a series that's run as well as this series has. I think they've been running very well. They deserve that amount of field number, and I was happy for them. Stage 323. So this is the one question going into the night. Do you want to pit early in stage 3? Here's the duality of that. So you take 4 tires early on in stage 3. You cut the race in half. This is a lot what Proxy used to do this a ton in league races, by the way. He would cut it in half, and then he would jump them just with pure speed. And I used it versus Yeti earlier, and I'm not as quick as, obviously, some other people, so they can do it. But yes, we were taking a tour around the track. This is heading into the tunnel turn. The main thing that I got from tips and videos, etc., is that you want to arc it in. You want to get as low as possible, run that, don't hit the grass, and let it ride up. Reminder, I am on controller right now, so I'm a little washed on it. And then heading into 3 and 4, or 3 in my opinion, you want to make sure that you diamond it. Not really diamond, but just, you can ride that a little bit and let it drive off the corner. It could help you a lot heading into the corner. And then we go to the longest straightaway. This is where we're going to see some mistakes. You should not enter from here. If you enter from here, you're going to kill someone. You got to arc it properly. I recommend above the arch, I think there is in turn 1. We're just running laps now at this point. Fuck it. Let's see if we can run. But yeah, turn 1, really, I think it's pretty simple. I think people have played this game for so long that they're used to how this game handles turn 1. I think turn 2, I suck with the turn, but a lot of people are good with it. Actually, on controller is not too bad. On wheel is a lot worse. And then turn 3, in my opinion, is the most simplest corner in this track. Just gotta let off a little bit, brake, hit the brake, let it rotate, and then you can be full throttle on exit. It's really dependent on how your driving style is. I think Pocono is a fun track. I'm not quick here, but I think they'll have some fun moments. It's a wide-ish track. It should be a little bit wider. I think I've gotten that from people. It really condenses in one. You can see how it shortens up, shrinkens. The number one thing you don't want to do is hit the apron and spin yourself out. That's going to be a mistake that we could see as people are going to get more and more aggressive. It's going to be something you're going to have to watch. I think we're going to see a few guys hit the apron, eventually spin themselves out, or save themselves from some wrecks. But overall, I expect some good racing. I think Pocono is a solid tier track. I think fuel strategy is not going to be a factor unless we get a caution untimely. As really, you're only going to have one pit stop tonight. I think it's 2x square anyways. So you're only really going to have one pit stop. You just got to execute, and that's really all you can do for a track like Pocono. Execution is the key. But yeah, Pocono is a fun track. I personally don't like it due to a lot of circumstances. Also, if you're entering pit road, it is 55 miles per hour. Keep that in mind when you're entering. No, I'm not in the party with Hendrick. You know he comes in at 11 Eastern. He's late as hell. He doesn't do the pre-race with me. Because he is always somewhere else. I don't know where he is. If he wanted to join pre-race, I could yell at him and invite him, force him to join pre-race. I mean, I could invite him, but Why would he start his stream this early? But yeah, Pocono, fun track. I personally enjoy it. I think overall, I don't. Pocono is safe. I hate it at times, especially turn one. I hated it in 2020s when I was trying to attempt to run NXT Pocono. I was horrible. I felt trash. It felt horrible to me. But at the same time, Xfinity, it felt more nimble. In a way, I felt like it was more stable. I actually liked how it felt. It's gonna be really dependent. I can't wait to see this show. I'm gonna make my prediction now. I think our winner of tonight's race. Who should I predict to win? I think I already said it. I'm gonna predict that Sterlo gets it done. I think he's got really good speed at a track like Pocono. He likes this type of racetrack. I already said it earlier. I feel like one of the top 4 dominant cars of the season are going to be eliminated in this round. I think we're going to have unique winners, but I think round 1 of this thing, I think he's going to go back-to-back and win it at Pocono. Whether or not I said this on Wednesday, I didn't write down anything. Like I said, I'm hoping I'm not repeating myself. Sterlo gets it done. I think he's my main pick. And then my dark horse tonight, I think I'm going to go with a dark horse, a legitimate dark horse that you wouldn't predict winning. Okay, so if I had to go with a legitimate dark horse, I'm gonna go with Yeti. I'm gonna go with dark horse Yeti. I know he won the first race of the round of 16, but since then I think he missed. I think he made the Glen, ran decent. Yeah, he finished top 5 at Glen, but last week at Chicagoland, it was a bit of an off week for him. Ran poorly, finished, I think, just outside the top 20 and 21st. So I think he gets redemption if he can get good track position. I think track position is going to be the key tonight. Running up front is going to differentiate your strategies. That's what I'm looking for. It's been very hot in my room today, so I think I'm fine now. We had to open up the windows. Oh my god, my sound is on. I do not want to hear myself. Yeah, I can't wait. We are now just waiting for them to start up. Qualifying in a few minutes, 8 minutes. I apologize for no interview. Sadly, our interviewee, I don't think he can make it before 10 Eastern, or 11 Eastern. Apologies. So that is why he is not in the booth with me. That's why I'm solo currently. No interviews, but I'll give you guys the rundown on information again. Oh yeah, I already did the points, but I should do the team points. That is something that we're also looking for. So currently throughout the season, there's been one team that's been dominant, ALTM. They have 3 cars in the round of 4 or round of 10. ALTM, he sits first in points at Irish FL's team, aka the regular season champion, who barely advanced, by the way, when Fenris, in the most important race of his season, had the worst luck and fell outside and lost 9 points to get eliminated to Irish, who gained 9 on him, plus 9 above the cutoff line, which is crazy because he came in, I think, minus 20, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was minus 20 and exited plus 9, so he gained 29 points on fairness that night, so that's insanity. Yeah, like I said though, point standings throughout the season have been pretty stale, as ALTM, aka Irish's team, have 513.41, so it's a big gap. In second, it's going to be Ironman, ILM. They've been very solid, but JGR has been missing some of their drivers throughout the season, so that's why they sit second in points. Third is Doghouse Racing, aka Georgia Dog's team. They've been consistent. I think they missed a few races, but they're back into the fray. Third in points. Carolina Motorsports, the 98, I think it is. That is their only car on the field. I'm gonna back check that real quick. Yeah, Mets fan and Perk, they sit solidly. That is the battle that we're going to be watching. If there's going to be any change, It's DSR and South Carolina Motorsports. They're only 11 off. That's really the only change that can happen this late into the season. I think it's pretty much locked up unless AL team has a dramatic fall off in the last 3 or 4 races of the season. I don't think there's gonna be change anywhere in the team stands besides fourth and fifth, which is gonna be key importance for draft position. If they do a draft for the Xfinity Series, that's gonna be key for them. Uh, then we got Every Kiss Begins with K. They're sixth in the driver team standings. Seventh is KRM, and then eighth is Open Cars, where I think that is good if all the teams are above the Open Cars. That means the teams are participating and their drivers are actually racing. That is a good sign, in my opinion. I thank you guys for tuning in. I know there's nothing on the screen at the moment, but that is due to us just waiting. 10:55 Eastern. We start up in 5 minutes. I can't wait for this race. Pocono and this series in general have been a show. I enjoyed last week's Chicagoland, biggest field ever. I would check the check-in real quick. Let's see how many drivers we have this week. How many do we have this week? We have 16, so the field has been reduced by basically half. But again, last week was a special one. Chicagoland, a unique track. A lot of people love to run that track, especially as a part-time gig. I enjoyed seeing that many people, and again, we're going back to our normal numbers, which, in my opinion, has been solid. I think 20 to 24 drivers is exactly what a series needs. That is the perfect amount. You don't want 30 drivers every week. I know that's what we want in Oduro, but sometimes it's just good to kick back, have enough drivers in the field where it's not going to be chaotic. I think you get the base racing when you don't have 30 plus in the field. And we saw it last week. It was great racing, but it was a ton, and they actually raced very well. I was impressed. I think Xfinity can handle it, but sometimes they can get overwhelming, in my opinion. Yeah. So my picks tonight are Irish and Yeti. I'm gonna shut up. I'm tired of talking. I just want Hendrick in here. How you doing? Oh, it's the dog. Man. Bad. Voice is dead. I am. In real life, though, Alpha Prime, second and fourth, I am impressed. Or, technically second and fourth, yeah. I'm happy for them. They've been doing super well in real life. Alpha Prime. I'm also heartbroken for Ryan Sieg. He's become my favorite driver, and why'd he have to run out of gas during that lap? Jesus. What the hell? What kind of witchery thing is that? Okay. Where is Hendrick when I need him? They're about to get started. It is 10:58 Eastern, so they are going to be starting up the lobby very soon. I can't wait. Pocono. It's going to be kind of a boring race. I think we're going to have single file racing. I don't think you're going to see a lot of... You're going to see moves, obviously, but I think Pocono is just conservative. Yes, thank you. Thank you for sending me the yes message. I appreciate that, Georgia. When I message you, it's for you to invite me. I hope you're listening. Yes. I've invited him twice. If he does not join now, he will not get into party. Hendrick, that is. Seven viewers, 19 minutes in, and we still haven't got to the race, so thank you guys. I can't wait for this race tonight. So I'm excited. Not excited as last week at Chicagoland is definitely a fun track. But I do enjoy. I don't know about Pocono. Pocono's always been hit or miss, really. It either provides really good racing or it's gonna be a really just slow, methodical, single file type pack racing that you typically see at these type of racetracks, especially in this type of racing game. Overall, though, tunnel turn's gonna be really the hot spot. I feel like we're gonna see a lot of incidents in there if they're not careful, as they're setting up to get it going. I need you to repeat that. Thank you. Make sure you include your audio.
Already did.
You nerd.
No.
Let me check. Let me check both our audios real quick so we don't fuck it up.
By the way, while we're doing this, as a test, Typhon, I appreciate the follow from last night. I did catch it earlier today. It was post-stream.
Who?
Typhon. He was in ARL last night.
Oh, cool. You know, I tried to talk with Camo about that name. I think it's Typhoon.
There's only one O in there, man. It's just...
I know, but like when you pronounce his name, I always say Typhoon. Typhoon? No, that's probably just like I don't know. It just I don't know. It rolls off my tongue that way. Like when I'm saying something, it's always like typhoon. Like it's not typhon. That is technically how you say it, though. I just want this race to damn start. I've been talking for like 20 minutes because I didn't have anyone to interview. Unfortunately.
You're telling me that you had your stream up for 20-something minutes and you didn't interview anybody?
Well, my interviewee was he doesn't get ready till the race is done. The race starts, so I was sitting here discussing, ran a lap of Pocono to show out the track, got back in the lobby, explained team points, explained the points, picked my races for the race, and then I've basically been sitting here.
Pick my races for the race?
I picked my race picks,
okay.
aka the people that I am rooting for tonight. I picked Sterlo, and then my dark horse was Yeti. I know, right?
Actually, repeat those picks.
Sterlo and dark horse is Yeti.
I didn't know Sterlo was in there. That's for qualifying?
Yes. Yes, sir. Let's get this started so I can... It's been also like 70 degrees in my house, like 79. Basically 80 all day, so
yeah.
like I'm getting cooked.
I'll say my picks. I'll actually take Yeti as my primary. And then for my dark horse, I will pick Georgia.
Okay. Yeti and Georgia. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we discussed earlier, this is Mr. Mets fan. He is on, technically, Carolina Motorsports in the 22 machine. Him and the 98, they are two teammates. Perk, we discussed it earlier. He's also the league owner, technically, and he's running the 22 tonight. He is a key admin for the series. Next up is Fenris. Heartbreaker last week as he had one of his worst races in the series. Had really bad luck in my opinion, but went from plus 20 on Irish, technically not above the cutoff line, but plus 20 on Irish to losing 9 points, minus 9 at the end of the event. So rough race for him last week at Chicagoland. He's looking to bounce back after getting eliminated.
Next up, TXS Raptor driving the 51 car tonight. I don't think he was here last week. He's been more so a part-time driver, so we'll see how well he does tonight here, one of the non-playoff representatives. And then Cowboy Tech in the 44 once again. I know he was here last week, but he didn't have the best of runs. He finished 25th last week.
Next up is the guy I wanted to interview, but I got a warning from Irish that Line Cone has been really consistent. He had the most playoff points heading into this week. He had +3 above the cutoff line at the moment, as he I think won one or two stages last round, but he didn't get a win last in the round of 16. But he looks to carry the momentum as he's been very consistent so far in the playoffs as we stand. Dark Spartan, also been the same way really. Just being consistent, getting through the round of 16. Now it's onto a station where I think he can get it done and potentially steal a win one of these weeks.
Next up, Max Snipes in the 4. He hasn't made that many starts this season, I do not believe. But when he is here, he does tend to make the most of his starts. So I will be curious to see how well he runs tonight. I definitely expect at least a top 10 from him, if not top 5. And then we have Leppy in the 11. Leppy did not make it into the next round. He didn't start most of round 1, but he was here last week at Chicago. Last week, Leppy finished 17th. That was not enough to put him into the next round.
Yeah, like you said, Leppy had just really he missed too many races in the round, but his teammate on the other hand at Chicagoland had really good speed. Unfortunately for him, his other teammate in Sterlo was able to get it done, but impact overall, he advanced to the round of 16. He is in this round of 10, my apologies. He's looking to have a good run, potentially steal a win. I think Impact's got a good chance to make the round of 4 if he really focuses on it. Next up is Banjo. He actually stole a win during the round of 16 at Watkins Glen and was able to get it over his fellow compadre, Melodramatic. So he's looking to do it again this week in the 36. He's had good luck in this car. I'm looking for him to run inside the top 10 tonight. Just like I think it was what was his name?
Dusty.
Max Snipes.
Oh, I was gonna say Dusty ran the 36 last week, but here's someone who had a great week last Saturday night. That was Irish. Irish was significantly below the cut line, but he was able to battle his way back above the cut at the end of last week. That put him into the next round. He was 20 points back from Fenris, and he gained 23 on him last week. So it was remarkable to see Irish make that comeback. We'll see if he can find his way into the championship round. And then GS Racing. GS was one of those eliminated last week. Unfortunately, GS just didn't have the big of a round as everyone else did. He was not here last week. R4D took his place in that 93 and finished 18th.
Next up is someone who just got through the round of 16, really. He just did enough. That was K-Therms. He has been one of the most consistent drivers in the series. I think in the round of 16, he easily got in. This week, though, he had some bad luck at Chicagoland at the end there. I think he finished outside the top 20, if I'm not mistaken. I think he finished 29th, so tough break at the end of that race. He had some good speed at Chicagoland, so he looks to bounce back in the round of 10 as he advanced easily on points. So K-Therms has been one of those consistent drivers that hasn't got a win just like Sterlo was earlier. So K-Therms still hunting for his first win on the season. Georgia Dog is the same way. Got into the round of 10. He was disappointed in his performance at Chicagoland, but at the same time, he had enough points just like K-Therms to get himself in, point his way into the next round. So this week, it's about doing the best you can, getting the best finishes and points you can throughout this round, especially when it's a win and take all format, especially for the Final Four at Homestead.
Well, speaking of someone who's looking to get into the Final Four, we have Mr. Perk right here, the 98. He made it into the round of 10. Last week, he finished in P9. That was enough for him to make it into the next round. He also had a top 5 finish at Watkins Glen. Phoenix just wasn't the best for him. But if it means anything, the points is reset, and he is tied with 4th in that 7-way tiebreaker.
Wasn't he the one who blew the tire on the final lap at Phoenix? in the 98? Wasn't he the one that blew the tire right alongside Yeti?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was him.
Well, speaking of Yeti, here's Yeti in the 92. Yeti is looking like one of the favorites to make the championship 4. He did win his way in at Phoenix. We'll see if he could do it again, this time in the second round.
And yeah, another guy who sadly got eliminated last round was Tripp. Did not have a good night at Chicagoland, and Irish was able to capitalize on that. So Tripp is looking to rebound tonight as he's going to miss qualifying or backed out. Axel Austin in the 21. He is, I think, a part-time driver. One of my friends, I don't know what to expect from him. Just race.
And that is it.
All right, that is your field for tonight. Little bit smaller than last week, but like I said pre-race, I think smaller fields generally provide better racing. I did like that we had at least 30 for a week. I think Chicagoland deserved that kind of praise, as it is a track being taken away probably in the next game. So a lot of people are trying to cherish it, especially when we have it.
So I'm going to note quickly there are at least 3 drivers that are not in the qualifying session, but will race as far as I am concerned.
Any playoff guys?
Let me see. No.
Oh, where's Sterlo?
Perkins, Stephen Paulo,
Sterlo's not here.
SP Motors, and Stein.
Yeah, Sterlo's not in the race. Well, I might have to change my main pick then.
Yeah, Sterlo and B13 are not here.
Oh, those are 2 key exits from the race, so I'm going to change my picks now. Thank you for informing me before I pick someone who can't make the race. So yeah, B13 and Sterlo, they're both out tonight, so those are definitely interesting guys. Missing the event. No one else is missing from the playoff grid, so 2 guys already starting on the down low. I'm going to change my main pick now. I'm going to go with Irish.
Fair.
I'll go with Irish then.
And who's your dark horse?
I'm going to keep Yeti.
Okay.
So if Yeti wins, either way you win.
I'm
that,
kind of
but it
shocked you
doesn't
picked
count.
Yeti as a dark horse.
Well, to be completely fair, he is kind of a dark horse. I know he won Phoenix, but throughout the season, he's been looked at as a top 10 driver. But if he starts to continue to show that he can win races, he'll be looked at as a potential championship contender. That's how I look at it. Because we look at like Irish, Spartan, B13, Lined, and Sterlo as the class of the field. Yeti's trying to get into that with multiple wins. If he can win again, then he'll be certified. Alright, let's see who's the top 5 and the top 10. Alright, on pole for tonight's event is Irish.
Impact
Irish
in
on
second.
3rd is K-Therms. Who is 4th?
Dark Spartan.
5th is Banjo.
Georgia Dog 6.
7th is Yeti.
GS Racing is 8th.
And then rounding out your 9th is Leppy.
Fenris is 10th.
Any notables? Perk 13th. Any other ones? Tripp backed out, of course. Here's your
Also,
invite.
Holy Divines was not in there, but he is now.
Stein also in the field.
Yeah. And SP Motors.
Who else? Another playoff guy who qualified bad. It was really just Yeti. Line Cone 11th. That's surprising for me.
It's not terrible.
Yeah. Not terrible, but
It's not him.
I thought he'd be. I mean, I expected him to be top 5 at least. You know. Make sure to send me an invite when you get a chance.
Already did.
Okay, thank you.
If not, here's another one.
Did I send you an invite?
Yeah.
Okay. I backed up. We're just now waiting for them to start up the lobby. Oh yeah, like I said pre-race, 11, 9, 23, fuel run is 17 to 18. You can stretch it, by the way. They could maybe stretch it to 19, but you really shouldn't. In my opinion, it's going to be one stop no matter what in stage 3, especially on 2x wear. Yeah, on 2x wear, it's basically like either you split it halfway or you take 2 tires at the end. That's really the strategy that's going to be played. Maybe you take 4 if you pit just early enough to where you can catch back up, but it's going to be difficult if you don't pit halfway taking 4. Guys, start the race. Start die race. We have 21 tonight, missing 2 key playoff racers in Sterlo and B13. Keep that in mind when you're watching. So 2 guys are missing the playoffs. That is 8 out of the 10 drivers in the playoffs racing tonight, which is a key factor. This means that you need to capitalize. Tonight is a good opportunity to capitalize on points, especially if you're a guy like Georgia Dog, Yeti, maybe Perk and company. Is really a good opportunity for you guys to capitalize on points that you guys need. Load in. We're good to go. And I think I just saw the one running.
He is not in there. You did, you dummy. That's you. You're in the one.
I'm in the one? Oh.
Yeah, you're in the one.
I don't know what I'm in. To be honest, man, this heat has gotten to me. It's cooked my brain. Alright, here we go. Stage 1 is 12 laps, so they are good on fuel. It's really about just getting accustomed to the track, your tire, your fuel, and your setup. So we're going to see how good these guys fire off. It should be a fun one. The longest straightaway in NASCAR tonight. Here we go. Irish on pole alongside Impact in the 10 car. Here we go. We're racing at Pocono for the round of 10 in the Backwoods Racing League. This long ass straightaway. As we head and funnel into turn 1, Irish is going to take the lead. There might be a crossover. Nope. So now they are single file. No, they are not. They are 3 wide already. Banjo in the middle between GS Racing and Georgia Dog, who's up to inside the top 5 now. GS is stuck on the bottom heading to the tunnel turn. This is going to be difficult.
12 laps
Oh,
in this
Georgia.
first stage. As Fenris hits the wall. A little contact with Lefty.
There's a ton of
And
time.
everyone trying to avoid.
K-Therm's already looking for a move on the 10 car. Same with Spartan on the 10 car of Impact, as they're going to side draft him down the front stretch. Here comes
Clean
Yeti with the
first
draft.
lap.
Spartan side drafts, but as your leader, Irish. Oh, Yeti trying to make it, looking for a dive underneath the 19. He peeked there. Oh, Spartan on the apron, just like I said earlier. Apron's death. Do not want the apron touch.
Close call for Perk. He nearly hit
Impacted
the
the wall.
outside wall as well.
Oh, there's a huge Irish let off or something. He lost a ton of time. Here comes Impact. Was that intentional? Well, either way, it brought the whole pack back to him. Oh, 36 up the track. Gonna slide up way up the track. He's gonna fall behind the A-Carve line and Georgia Dog. His Impact is starting to fall. K-Therm's now holding on to the 4th spot. Here comes Impact again on his outside. Line Cone and Georgia behind him.
And I will give you a little bit of extra insight. I did talk with Spartan earlier privately. He told me that he will be here tonight, but he will not be here next week. So he's hoping on tonight being a good night for him.
Oh, that's definitely a hot topic, as that's gonna be really. That means that we're gonna have a ton of guys who we look at as championship contenders missing, as B13, Sterlo, and then Spartan next week. So that could help guys like K-Therms, Yeti and company get themselves into the round of 4. So that's gonna be a hot topic definitely throughout the week as they're working their way around Yeti again. Same with GS and Line. They're also working together back there.
Yeah, Line now making the move below Impact and Fenris 3 wide. He's going to get by both.
Oh, Georgia! He saves it. He almost died there. Woo!
Back here, 3
Right,
wide. Stein, one of the big movers so far. Works on Raptor and I-Trip. He does get by to 51, still side by side with 0.
I will tell you that A car of Line is moving at the moment. Started 11th, already inside the top 3. Him and his teammate already.
K-Thurns was trying to go below Spark, just couldn't do it. Now, we'll see if Yeti can get a run on him. Georgia, good turn. That's going to get him by both Leppy and Banjo. I will say, Georgia has won here in the NXT series, has proven speed. With him still being in the playoff hunt, I would not doubt him as not being a contender. I think he can do some good things tonight. So far, no incidents. It has been clean. Up front at the moment, it is lined cone over Irish Spartan, K-Therms, and Yeti. All 5 still in the playoff hunt. Irish ducks down for the lead. Line hits the wall! And his time up front was brief. Caution's out anyways. He had an incident with Hurt. In the 98, we saw him with heavy damage. Looks like Met's involved. The 4 machine, from what I've seen. There he is, Max Snipes involved. Multi-car crash to start tonight off.
That is unfortunate for them. SV Motors may have been involved. He's making the transition from the NXT to Xfinity Series. First caution, and when they go green, Hendrick, there's gonna be no more yellows in stage 1. No more yellers. But how many spots? Line lost 3 spots by making contact with the wall there, so he may even lose a little bit more because he might have a little bit of side damage there. GS has also made an impact early on tonight as he's gained a few spots off the start of the race. I think he's inside the top 5, just outside in 6th. As they head down to pit road for the first time tonight.
So no more cautions for the rest of the stage with them crossing the line.
I feel like for the round of 10, if you miss a race, I don't think you can point your way in like Irish did in the first round. I really think you need to win. I think that's going to be the only way you get into the next round if you miss a race. You might, I don't think we'll see strategy in stage 1. Nope, we're seeing it. Fenris took 2.
And Fenris
I
did
thought we were
have
gonna.
to repair. Actually, he didn't have to repair the damage. He wasn't involved, but he was towards the back.
So we just took strategy to get track position, essentially.
K-Therm's third off. Then Irish and Yeti.
I'll be right back. I'm assuming they're gonna choose on this corner coming up, as it's presumably gonna be a quick choose, I would assume. Fenris with some pit strategy. Yep, here they go, choosing outside. Spartan goes to choose the front row. Behind Fenris, though, is going to be the 39 of K-Therms in need of some stage points. Every point matters for this round of 10 playoff round. It's the beginning, but every point matters, even the first race. Even in the first race. Alright, let's get on board with the 89 of Fenris as we're going to go green in the restart zone. Here we go, good restart by the inside lane, Fenris in company. Outside, got a little stumped up, but here comes K-Therms. Can Fenris, how long can he hold on to the track positions? We have 4 to go in stage 1. Oh, Irish up the track, there he goes! Irish is gonna fall deep. Oh, there's a spin in the middle field. There goes the 36, I think. And the big one happens behind him. No more cautions, though, as Spartan takes the lead. Perk around. Tough start to his race. Here comes K-Therms in the inside lane as Fenris blocks the 7 of Irish. Fenris goes up. There goes his track position. Here comes Lined, making the move for the lead on the inside of the 19 machine. Here we go into 3 and 4, or 3. Side by side for the lead to 3. Spartan's going to get the drive off unless Line Cone can side draft him. That's going to open the door for K-Therms in the 36. Nope. Spartan clears him. 3 laps to go in stage 1. Been a great show in the longest.
Oh,
I
Yeti
think
to the
this.
inside. He's going to take third away from K-Therms.
Yeah, we're going to see moves down that longest straightaway in NASCAR. I feel like we're going to see a lot of moves on the straightaway, but also you can already see them side drafted massively on the straightaways.
There we go. 3 wide.
Oh, this is not going to end well. Oh, K-Therms in the grass. He tried to send it 4 wide.
Oh,
Here comes a run from Lined.
Irish was right behind him, and he slid into the inside wall. Able to keep it straight, but that's going to cost him a ton.
Yeah, that's his stage over with, Hendrick, as Line Cone is still on the back bumper of the 19 with Spartan. Yeti had to back off a little bit, lost a ton of time through 3, as that is his trouble corner a little bit.
Georgia hit the
Here
wall
comes
on
Lined.
the final turn. He lost 3 spots.
Georgia, you can see him. I think he's... Oh, someone in the apron back there.
That's
That is Impact. Oh, they're going 3 wide for the lead, Hendrick. Off of 1. Here they go down the front. Through the... I don't know what you call this. To 2. To the tunnel turn they go. They're still side drafting. They're going to enter 3 wide. This is not... Who's going to have to let him in? Spartan. Yeti's going to take the inside lane. Can he clear him?
He's got it.
So now it's Yeti to the lead for the first time tonight.
And K-Therms is right there in the mix.
Can these two settle their differences and get back up to Yeti? If they can, it might be a Yeti show for stage 1. As he's trying to break draft on the longest straightaway. One lap to go, aka white flag for stage number 1. Yeti is your leader.
Find overdrive
Oh! Yeah, but he's gonna have to draft. It's not over until we get to 3.
Spartan looking on the outside. That's going to hurt both him and Line.
Yeti's loving what he's seeing, though. He loves this fight behind him as he's going to be able to hang on potentially for stage 1 victory. Oh, K-Therms gets a little free.
Top 4 stay straight. Right behind them, there was a good battle. It's like Georgia in the area.
GS ahead of that group, but Yeti is going to get clear. He is going to be able to win stage 1. No challenge from seconds.
So many big drivers not getting points in that stage. I'll recap the top 10 really quickly. It is Yeti, Spartan, Line, K-Therms, GS, the top 5, the top 4 all playoff guys. Georgia in 6th, Leppy in 7th, Stein in 8th, Impact 9th, iTrip 10th. So 6 playoff guys in the top 10.
And by the way, it's only 4 spots for the Final Four, so only 6 getting stage points. That's a key factor. Main name out is Irish, and
Perk.
Perk also was really bad. Yeah, he had a rough stage.
Perk will be starting dead last on this restart. Irish second to last full row.
K-Therm's doing what he needs to do in stage 1, get some good stage points, but Yeti was impressive. Able to get a stage 1 victory. That's exactly what he needs. Oh, yep. Line is doing exactly what he did in stage 1, but he's on the apron this time. Oh, he did, but he kept it straight. That's exactly what you want to see. Spartan's going to get the run. Yeti's going to break draft, but it's going to get him alongside the 19. No. He's able to clear him.
Oh,
into the tunnel turn, little grass.
You
saw it too.
By Spartan because Spartan got pushed up the track. Here comes Georgia.
Oh, we can see Midnight, aka he's in the 16 tonight, making moves back there in the midfield section. They're 3 wide still.
Gonna try it again. No help though.
Yeah, Spartan is pushing the 92. Where does Georgia go? Does he help his teammate or does he get to the outside?
That was what Line needed. He needed to stay next to him.
Oh, Yeti's clutching him, holding him down. Here comes Line off the corner, gotta run. He might be able to clear Yeti down the front stretch.
And now Spartan's gonna help Line. Never mind.
No, he's gonna make it 3 wide. Georgia right behind him, just looking on.
Oh,
Spartan.
Over. How about Stein in a 54 up to 5th?
That JGR camp is showing out tonight. There are 3 cars inside the top 5. Here comes Yeti. He's going to get a run on the front stretch. Where does he go? 3 wide he goes. He makes it. Got the stride draft the 8 car. Georgia now in the fight, as we can see back there in 4th. Oh, a little contact bubble between the 8 and the 92. He's going to slide Line at the track. Here comes Spartan. And Yeti to the lead again.
3 wide for 3rd. Stein in the middle. Stein's actually going to make it through. Contact from Georgia and Line.
Tell you who's moving right now. Oh, GS in the wall. I was going to say Irish is moving at the moment. He's up inside the top 10 again in 7th. Going 3 wide with his teammate.
Stein took a look on the outside against Yeti for 2nd. Wasn't able to do it.
Update, 98 and the 10 car of Impact are outside the top 10, battling between one another. It's a struggle for those 2 at the moment. 2 playoff guys who need points tonight.
K-Therms battling Georgia for 4th. The Irish and Line battle for 6th. Stein and Yeti swap spots. Stein is up to 2nd now.
Only non-playoff guy in this top 5, I would say, is the 54 of Stein. Oh, here comes... Yeah, I saw that. He has the inside, as we also got a battle for the lead is brewing between two teammates. As Stein officially took the lead from Spartan and is driving away. Still 3 wide back there, Hendrick.
So now the top 5 at the moment. Stein, Spartan, Yeti, K-Therm's line.
And Line's not settling. Already to the bottom lane he goes.
Gonna push K-Therm's up. And that's gonna let Irish challenge for 5th. Lined up to 4th. Georgia helps the 7th.
Yeti's hoping they fight more so he can just get separated from that huge pack, as the top 2 are working together and trying to pull away from him.
There.
Oh, line in the wall. Yeah, he hit the wall. Here comes his teammate and Georgia Dog and K-Therms. All playoff guys.
There was contact with Georgia and K-Therms to go with it.
Okay. Thank you. I did not realize that, so that might be a topic. I think K-Therms was able to relatively keep it straight, though.
But meanwhile, Spartan in front. He got back by Stein. Yeti up there with him. K-Therms hit the apron.
Yeah, he slid up in front of the 8 of Line, and Trip. Oh, Trip! Trip cleared himself. Nearly killed the whole field. Whew! Then nearly died, as now it's a 3-car pack, and I think it'll be a 4-car pack very soon. This Irish is speeding up in that 7 machine.
Yeah, back here is a hornet's nest. Very tight.
Exo lined. Oh, Midnight in the grass, right in front of the
Battle
98
for
at Perk.
second. Yeti and Stein. Irish trying to catch back up.
This is gonna help him.
Georgia rounds out the top 5. I-Trip up to 6. Martin going very low there, entering 1.
Being defensive. Does he try to break the draft? I think there's something that we're gonna see relatively all night, is that you can't really have a breakaway unless the pit cycle happens, in my opinion.
Georgia bumped Irish. Able to keep it going. That was a decent shot. Irish was able to hold it off.
He checked if he got some rear end damage, and it looked fine on his, I think his car thing, so he should be fine.
Car pitting, K-Therms.
Oh, K-Therms. Yeah, early. No, wait, you don't have to pit in the stage.
Yeah, 2 to go.
He made it before they crossed the line, but you really don't have to pit. That's a surprising move. And by the way, this battle for the lead is going to brew up very soon. Oh, contact between Yeti and Stein.
And Irish is caught up.
Exactly what they needed.
Irish now looks for
K-Therms
3rd.
pitting, by the way, it broke up the fields into 2 packs.
Georgia contact with the 54 just a little bit. But Irish looking for another point. That's the difference of 3rd and 4th. 2nd and 3rd each get 4 points in the stage. 4th gets 3. I-Trip all the way in the grass. And I-Trip has to
I
pit.
will say though, the 19 of Spartan is loving what he's seeing at the moment, as it is white flag in stage number 2. He was able to finish 2nd in stage 1. Now he's being hunted by the guy who won stage 1 in Yeti. Can he hang on? Because, like you said earlier, he's going to miss next week at Gateway. So this is key spots for him.
Watch out for Stein. He went all the way under the yellow.
Yeah, I need to make an adjustment to his machine, as this stage is a little bit shorter. It was 9 laps, and can Yeti get there in 3? He's going to have to make a move, and can he get there? This is his last opportunity. He has to put up a run. Here we go, out of 3. Yeah, Yeti washes up the track. That's going to do it for him. And Dark Spartan is going to win stage number 2. Yeti 2nd. 3rd
Irish.
is going to be Irish.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Stein. Impact, Line, GS, Banjo, Perk, top 10.
Perk is a key name. One stage point for him. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but with some guys pitting, like K-Therms and company, who are attempting to jump, I think I know what their plan is. K-Therms is attempting to jump the field at this caution.
Yeti earns the most stage points out of everyone tonight. He earned 9 of the possible 10.
That is good for him. We practiced earlier, so he knows somewhat of the strategy to do here. It's really dependent on what he thinks is the best for him.
Also earned 9 out of 10, so those two are the big winners.
But there's a change on the front row here. Irish jumps Yeti.
And K-Therms also is not up there. He is at the very back because he got lapped.
Oh no, that's unfortunate. So it probably was not intentional then. Here we go. Oh, contact between Irish and Spartan. They slide up the track. Here comes Yeti in the 92.
This final stage,
Line.
23 laps.
Like I said, there's one pit stop guaranteed this stage, but it depends. There's different ways to attack it. You can either pit halfway, or you can pit super late and take 2 tires. I tried earlier. Halfway does work, but it's really got to be dependent, and you got to drive super well. Especially with fresh tires, you got to figure out a way to pass, and that was my main issue. I can't pass here.
I don't want to call out anyone in my chat who said this, but someone said that there's a chance that the driver of the 19 might get a speeding penalty.
Well,
for the reference, last night's for mine kind of gives you a good idea.
Alright, he's sped on the pit road, so Spartan is... Are you saying that his habit of doing that will continue into the night?
Someone thinks so, but it's not me.
Is it his biggest fan?
I don't know who you're talking about there.
Oh yeah, it's his biggest fan. I get it now. You know who? Cobra.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Spartan's biggest fan. They sign interviews for one another.
Oh, there they go, multiple people on the wall. Impact and Georgia. Hurt moving through the field.
Minder, he got top 10 in that stage, so he's moving through the field, he's moving, and he's getting around Stein now on the inside lane.
He's gained 3 spots since the restart, looking for more. Looking to get by Stein.
He's taking it.
And got it. Might get more with Georgia.
He's flying. His car's handling well at the moment, and Georgia is going to be stuck on the outside with no help. As they continue to just race back here.
In the back. That was Max Snipes.
Having a rough return. Irish, Spartan, and Yeti. They're your top 3. 4th is a little ways back, but like we've seen earlier, they typically regain the draft throughout the stage.
Yeah, if there's anyone that can do it, it is Line. But
Yes,
Perk
I
is
agree.
keeping on to that draft.
He's pushing Line with all his might if he can. Just not want to lose the top 3. Oh, yeah, he got tight. Yeah, and like I said earlier, Pocono is really single file for majority of the time, except on restarts. That's where the chaos can happen. Because typically you're either in a strategy or you're just being really smooth and consistent, pushing the guy ahead of you to get time, gain time on them. And yes, they've caught Yeti. So they've linked up. Now it's up to Georgia to keep up with these 3.
Oh, Line's
Oh,
not
Line.
looking to stay behind him.
Yeah, he hit the apron there. That's not where you want to be. So now we're gonna have a 5-car fight for the top spot in this event.
Stein, Georgia battling for 6. That's why they're not making more progress. Georgia able to re-clear the 54.
Here comes Lined. Making a dive on Yeti. Irish slept the track here. He has the 19 of Spartan on his inside now. He's going to have to side draft them. He wants to keep up. Spartan, that is. And no, he does not. So he's going to potentially fall back to the rear of this pack. And that's
Yeti
not a
now
good sign.
looking
Here
for
comes
the
Yeti.
lead.
Yeah. You saw it before I could say it.
Oh, Georgia had a bad entry to turn, went up the track. Stein had nowhere to go. That was almost disastrous.
Oh no, the two technically theoretical sub-teammate and teammate are not having a fun time back there. They got to settle it out quickly before they lose this top 5.
Stein able
But I
to
will
get
say,
by.
they are battling hard up here as Yeti's going to make a dive. Irish blocks him. To the bottom lane he goes. So now the top 5 are still under a blanket. Oh, Georgia on the wall.
Yeah, it went from bad to worse
There he
for that
goes.
18. Might have used up all of his stuff for that battle.
Oh, Yeti and Irish. Yeti turned in, hit the corner side of the 7 car in.
Watch Spartan here. He's going to take advantage of it. Take the spot that was originally held by Perk.
Yeah, he lost a ton of positions early when he fell back at the beginning of this when he got passed by Lined and company, so he's back up to 4th.
So that
Ooh,
drop
Lion
from
slept the
Georgia.
track.
Oh man, big stack up here. Georgia again at the break for Leppy. Georgia fell from battling for 6, now down to 13.
Tough break for him. And also we have a change for 2nd. Yeti back up into the spot.
And Spartan looking for 3rd, no one helping.
Irish trying to break the draft. You can see him all the way under the, just going anywhere they will not go. And it's working.
Stein got passed by both GS and Impact.
Lined up to 2nd now. He got around Yeti and company. So the 2 teammates working together up front, 1 and 2 again. Into the turn they go. Turn 2. Want to see who's better in which turn. Here comes the 8. Lion's going to gain a little bit of time on entry, but going to lose it on exit potentially without. With the draft, though, it's going to be even. So here they go down the back front stretch. Line cone all the way. Someone down pit road. They may have wrecked or entered
Georgia,
pit road.
I think this was pit stop beginning.
Halfway. Yeah, they're cutting it in
Georgia
half,
is
basically.
generous.
Oh, Yeti on the apron, passing an 8-car line. He's on the inside lane, heading into the tunnel turn here. Who does Spartan help?
Gonna help Line.
Gonna be difficult for him as Perk is right behind him. Line slides up the track.
Just didn't get a good entry, even with the shoving.
The shoving may have been what really unconsidered his car and entry there.
See if anyone up front pits. No one in the top 5, but we do see a couple.
Banjo and company. Stein, Banjo. I will say, Irish is enjoying what he's seeing behind him. He wants them to continue to battle between themselves. As eventually they will catch back up to him, but he loves to see what's going on behind him. Perk on the outside of line, he had to check up there. We got a mass of cars on pit road. A ton of guys in the rear pitted.
Yeah, Max, Calpitech,
Trip.
Mets, SB Motors. Irish pitting this time. He's off pace. Let's Yeti go. There we go.
Yep.
7 car in. By himself. Don't speed it in.
It's
Have to lock it
55.
up.
It
Impact
is
in.
55 tonight.
Exo in.
Yep. Top four are neck and neck now. They can work together here. They gain a little bit more time. Yeti or later. The main thing about pitting with a group is that you have to capitalize or check up for anyone who gets free when you're entering pit road. It is a dangerous game, but if you can execute it beautifully, it can work out for you guys. You guys can work together to catch back up to the guy who pitted early or later.
No penalty for Irish, so we are all good there.
Good execution. When do the top four decide? Enough is enough. They already saw Irish with his strategy.
Not this time.
They know it's at least one pit stop, so they're doing the Yeti strategy where they pit as late as possible, potentially, and take only 2 tires.
And that's going to
As
help
we have
Irish.
12 to go.
Irish is going to use all those new tires to run down.
As soon as I talk about that, Spartan dives it in. He's going to the inside of Yeti, the 92. Like he said earlier, Midnight pitted this time bias. Yeti got a run. Spartan let off. Oh, they're getting tight. Here comes the run again.
To the inside. See what's the call here.
Contact. Yeti a bad side draft. Runs him
No
off the
one
track.
in. Of the top four, everyone stays out along with GS and K-Therms. Leppy down pit road. He got really squirrely trying to enter in.
Perk is making a move on Yeti for third. For currently third at this moment. We don't know how he'll psych it out with Irish, but it could be very tight. I think Line just scraped the wall there, just barely. Spartan is gonna get a little bit more of a gap back to second.
Alright, we'll see what happens here. We have under 15 to go.
We're about to hit 10 to go, to be fair. I think at the line it's 10 to go, so.
Yeti in.
Oh, Yeti. Yep. Gotta get it woed. K-Therm's also in with him. Irish is trying to work his way through the field again.
The Irish is up 10.
Pit cycle is not cycled out though, so he could be even up further.
Now the thing with Irish, he is actually behind some people that had already pitted. That
Who
includes
they loaded up?
Banjo and Impact.
Yeti out of pit road this time by. He's already out. Where's Irish? Is Irish just now entering the front stretch?
Let me see,
Okay.
as top three stay out. Raptor exiting. There's where the 7 is. Yeah,
He's
Yeti's
entering
ahead.
too.
Yeti is
Yeah,
ahead.
Yeti jumped him.
And
Yeah,
by
that's
a
the
good
thing.
margin.
But the time gain on fresh tires could be enough to minimize that gap, but it's going to be difficult for him.
Now, another thing you gotta wonder, because I know it looks to be a decent gap. I wonder if Yeti took 2 tires.
He did. Most likely, if you pit this late, you have to take 2 tires. Oh, Spartan hit the grass. Here comes Line to the inside of him. So Line Comb will take over the lead again.
For second.
There's a mental error by the 19 of Spartan that's going to cost him as Mets fan 22 car.
Park in.
This guy got all the way. Oh.
And that was a clean entry.
Little Mets fan being dangerous out there in the 22. Spartan.
Irish getting by Impact. Past the catch K-Therms now, and then the next car up is, let's see, Banjo, and then after that is Yeti.
Yeti is praying that a caution doesn't come out, as I think he could be in the hot seat. We'll see here.
Park is off.
Does he jump Yeti?
He does.
Okay.
But he took
Lined. Line pit road. Line is pitting this time by.
So Spartan in front, but still has to pit. Park did get Yeti during this round of cycling.
Yeti's gonna pass him though. Yeti just went around him, so Yeti overtakes him. That's a key spot. We saw line pit. Let's see who's gonna take the lead over.
Gonna hurry on back to Irish. There he is. He sees these two up ahead.
Spartan should be pitting this time by. There's no way you can make it another lap, especially with the time you're losing.
Car way
As he
under the
gets
yellow
tight.
line. Still going.
This is 16 of midnight. He's struggling in front of Spartan.
He's pitting. Don't speed it. And that's a good entry. He's good. But someone
All right.
behind him sped. That was Metz. Metz trying to run
Oof.
faster on pit road than on track. And he proved it
Damn.
there.
By the way, Line Cone is not your leader. He got jumped by everyone. He got jumped by impacting K-Therms. So now your leader, theoretically coming out of pit road, should be that 92. We can see Irish in the background lurking. But is there enough time for him to be a factor?
He's got to get a run on Banjo right here, so he should be
Impact
able to
into
pass
the
him.
wall. Impact very slow. And around it goes.
Oh, he collected one.
He collects
Three,
people.
Nine, and Fenris, that is going to be a caution.
That's not what Yeti needed.
It was with 6 to go, and Spartan bumped the 92
Moves
out of
him.
the way.
He's going to take the lead. Here comes Perk. Caution is going to be called at the line. Are we within the caution window, though?
Yes. Caution.
Oh, Perk moves the 92 of the
Caution.
track.
Now at 5 to go. And someone is extremely happy about this, and that is Irish.
Yes.
Because now he has 3 people on 2 tires, and then the leader hasn't even pitted.
Has the leader? Oh, that's GS in the lead. Well, actually, this might benefit GS the most. If you think about it, if everyone comes down to pit road, I know it sounds a little dumb, but I think everyone is going to come down to pit road. But yeah, that move by Spartan there, moving the 92, and I think it was the 98 up the track a little bit to take over second, could be a game-changing move, as I like to say. It could have won them the race if it continues to come down to this. We'll see. Pit road should be open this time by.
I would expect at least the 93 to go in. No way he'll be able to make it.
I agree.
But the question is, how confident is the 19, the 98, and the 92 about their 2 tires?
Insoluble, it is the second caution of the night. You literally, we're under 5 to go. That's our second caution of the night. Like,
And it will
I
be
don't
our
know what else
last.
to say. Yes, it
And
will.
look at that.
Everyone.
Everyone. Except for one car getting the lap back, that was Metz.
I guarantee you, one of the playoff guys is gonna take 2 tires here.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Someone who was running really bad today. Yeah, I expect someone maybe in the rear to take 2. Say fuck it, right?
I'll look on with GS.
There are no cautions to save you, but it might be worth trying it just to get some track position and see what happens. Type deal. Who's gonna win the pit? Oh, someone actually did it. That's lined. He did it. Hendrick, he did the strategy like I just said. Perk. Oh, that's a change up. That's gonna cause some chaos on this restart. Like I said, that saved GS. That actually gives him track position. Staying out to the last of his fuel run and then them wrecking is exactly what he needed. So Yeti is now down to 5th. He was in 2nd. This is going to be an interesting restart to say the least, as we're going to be going green with under 3 laps to go in the show. They're all good on fuel. No green white checkered, as we have normal manual cautions, so no more cautions from this point on. They're going to do choose cone this time by at this little line here. Perk goes to the outside, GS to the bottom, Spartan on the top with Perk. We already know some people are going to be aggressive. The only non-pleb guy. Ooh. Line cone on 2 tires. How long can he hold up inside the top 5? Here we go into the Geico restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity. We're going racing. 3 laps to go from Pocono. Very great restart. This gives an opportunity for GS. Yeah. He's going to slide up. Here comes Yeti. Oh, Irish is not going to push the 92. They are both playoff guys. That is something that we're going to have to watch. The dynamic between pushing a playoff guy and not pushing a playoff guy. Here comes Yeti back to the inside. He is loving his mirror. I don't know how Lined is doing it. They need to work together second on back. If they can't get it settled, it's going to be Line's show to win. 2 laps to go from Pocono. Line Cone trying to win his way in. See them back there. All slide up the track. They're on the wall nearly. Yeah, they're sliding up Tripp and company. Here comes Yeti. He's got to run. Wait, he has to block again. I'm on his point of view trying to break that draft, but it's not going to work. His Irish and Line are teammates, so they might work together here to keep Line in the lead if possible. That could be a strategy by Irish to potentially threaten Yeti and don't give him the opportunity to make moves. Oh, Yeti and them make contact. 98 of Perk slides up as well. Contact between the 7 and the 92 again as Irish is up to second. Oh, and the wall line goes! No way! He's good. Yeti's gonna have opportunity here. He's gonna send it. Bump to the Irish. One last chance. Into 3. It's not gonna be enough. Oh! Yeah, I mean, surviving last week to make the round of 10 to win in the first race is something that, I mean, for Irish, it's not unexpected, but that was impressive. Did you not include your audio? Oh, if I didn't include your audio, then. Disaster class finish, huh, Yoshi? Hit the wall. I think it was 5th. There. I really thought GS, after getting a lucky break, was gonna be able to get it done. No, your audio's not included. Oh, it's not included on my stream.
Say something on your side.
Hello? I have to include my audio again. Every time I do that, you have to include it because I'm restarting my audio thing.
Yeah, because both audios are on my side. I have my thing check marked.
I don't want to clip. I gotta clip things from your stream.
But you do got to. We both gotta reset our include audio button.
I just reset it. I can do it again. You just gotta make sure to re-include it again. Alright, reset the button.
So we'll just need Irish, Yeti, and Line.
Oh my god, that was a good one.
And by the way, for those who are in my Discord server for the poll tonight, nobody got the correct answer right. Neither Impact and B13 got in the top 10.
Well, one missed the race, and
one missed the race, and then one person who had 3 straight top 5s didn't get top 10.
Damn. Who was 3rd?
Lined.
Okay. Irish. I will get you in here. Wait a minute. Oh my god, no way. No fucking way. No fucking way.